All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakal Kudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace, salutations, and blessings be unto the hopeful elect, pushing his truth in sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe, in the sincere hopes of being delivered in these last days. All right, this is the brother Yakanan from the GMS England branch. This is going to be a brief video based upon this article I've just come across. Now, this is from theguardian.com, and it's entitled "Brain Implant That Could Boost Mood by Using Ultrasound to Go Under NHS Trial." All right. Now, for those of you that don't know, the NHS stands for National Health Service. Okay. And this is the primary service, that's used out here in the UK, the NHS. So this is a very heavy move concerning the advancement of the mandatory implementation of the MOTB. All right, it's a great step in the right direction. For them to be pushing this through the National Health Service, it speaks volumes. All right. Now, last week, I had done a video concerning Elon Musk and how he is scheduled to commence with his UK testing, on particular patients that sign up through his website. All right, that's open now on his website. Individuals in the UK can sign up to have the, brain chip trialed upon them in the UK. That's been set up. So it's no coincidence that these things are happening in unison. All right, it's no coincidence at all. This is, the left-hand side, making these bold moves to establish this new world order system. All right, so it's not going to be too long before the mandatory implementation of this chip is commenced upon the earth, Lord willing. All right. Now it says devices may have potential to help patients with conditions such as depression, addiction, OCD, and epilepsy. Now it says a groundbreaking NHS trial will attempt to boost patients' mood using a brain-computer interface that directly alters brain activity using ultrasound, which shows you that they have, the ability, the technology, all right, in order to alter your brain activity, all right, in order to make you feel and think, a certain way, through their tech. There's been many reports of such news, throughout the years, all right, brain manipulation, so on and so forth. It says that the device, which is designed to be implanted beneath the skull but outside the brain, maps activity and delivers targeted pulses of ultrasound to switch on clusters of neurons. Its safety and tolerability will be tested on about 30 patients in the 6.5 million trial funded by the UK's Advanced Research and Invention Agency, okay, ARIA. So, as you can see, they're putting a substantial amount of money into making these things happen, all right? They're doing all of these trials. They're gathering people together to test it out. They're doing the groundwork for something that in the very near future is going to be made mandatory upon the earth. But they have to get it right, of course. So that's what you see, the wicked elites of Esau doing right now. They're perfecting, this technology, okay? Which really, is probably already, perfected and ready to go. Knowing Esau, that thing been ready. That chip has been ready. All right? It says, in future, doctors hope the technology could revolutionize the treatment of conditions such as depression, addiction, OCD, and epilepsy by rebalancing disrupted patterns of brain activity, all right? Which all of those conditions, all right, depression, addiction, OCD, epilepsy, so on and so forth, these are all things that affect a large amount of people, in many parts of the earth. So you're going to have, a substantial amount of individuals that identify with having those conditions. It says, neurotechnologies can help a much broader range of people than we thought, helping with treatment-resistant depression, epilepsy, addiction, eating disorders. That is the huge opportunity here. So imagine you got all of these individuals that are overweight, then they're going to be told, that you can take a chip and that can help you, with your eating disorders. All right. Now, at the moment, you have this huge thing where people are taking these injections that takes away your appetite. You eat a few mouthfuls and then you get full and they start to lose weight. But you have to continually, take the injections, I think, several times a week. But if people get told that, you can just have this chip, in your brain, and we'll program you to only eat a certain amount of food, and that will just be the new you. Now, there's a lot of people that will opt for that, all right? Because we live in a society where people are just weak, all right? And people are just, helplessly dependent on the system. They wouldn't mind doing that, all right? That's the kind of world we live in. So there's going to be a substantial amount of individuals that are going to line up, to take this technology. It's going to be a savior onto a lot of people, in their mind. It's going to be a life-saving piece of tech, all right? But as we know, as pursuing to Revelation 13 and 16, that's the mark of the beast. And as pursuing to Revelation 14, we know the judgment, for taking that mark, all right? And as the scriptures tell us, the elect are not going to take the mark, We're not going to succumb to the mark, the beast, or his image, all right, as it's written. So it says, that is the huge opportunity here. We are at a turning point in both the conditions. We hope we can treat the new types of technologies emerging to do that. The trial follows rapid advances in brain-computer interface technology, with Elon Musk company Neuralink launching a clinical trial in paralysis patients last year, and another study restoring communication to stroke patients by translating their thoughts directly into speech. And like I said, Musk shortly is going to have his trials in the UK, commencing. All right, very soon. However, the technology has raised significant ethical issues around the ownership and privacy of data. The possibility of of enhancement and the risk of neural discrimination, whereby brain data might be used to judge a person's suitability for employment or medical insurance. All right, so that's how invasive, it actually gets. All right, that you can actually be judged, concerning suitability for employment or medical insurance. So that's how much power that technology gives the individual that's able to survey the data on your actual chip, because it's linked to your brain. All right, so ultimately they have a huge, portal into your mind, how you thinking patterns, what you're into, what you're likely to do according to them, what you're not likely to do, quantifying everything. All right, that's how Esau gets down. He wants the ability to quantify all things. All right, and we was going into this at the camp. We mentioned this regarding Esau wanting to be like the Most High. All right, as it tells us in Thessalonians. But it's not going to happen. All right, the Lord is going to allow him to get to a certain point And then when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to take him down, as it's written. You know? It says, well, you know what? This is what I really wanted to get in this article. I'll post the article in the description box. Like I said, it is a big deal for them to be using, the NHS to trial this actual, this actual technology. All right, it's becoming more and more mainstream. The closer we get, to the end. Okay, and this is what we've been warning you about. All right, this is what the apostles have been warning you about. And you know what? Let me get, before I close out. Right, let me get 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 1. And it reads, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord." All right, so that's exactly what we've been doing through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, speaking, the words of prophecy that have been put in our mouth. All right, it's the Lord that gives us the spirit, that gives us the things to say, when we go out there on the highways and the byways, when we make these videos during the week. It's Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that is, channeling, through us, giving us words to utter. All right? And these are the words of prophecy. We're telling you the things that have not yet transpired upon the earth, but we're telling you it's going to transpire real soon. All right? And that's the power of prophecy. It says, "And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee." All right, because you have many unbelievers. All right, and when you go into the word incredulity, it goes into, disbelief, unbelief, faithlessness. All right, so we don't care, if you don't believe it. Just because you don't believe it, it doesn't mean it's not going to happen, and it doesn't mean it's not going to affect you when it does happen. That's the funny thing. All right, people think because they dismiss what we say that means it's not going to affect them, later on down the line. No, it's going to affect you. All right, these prophecies are going to affect everyone. All right, it's going to affect those that believe, and it's going to affect those that don't believe. All right, because the truth is the truth. It says, "For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness." And that's right. All the unfaithful are going to die in their unfaithfulness, man. All right. And we're in a beautiful time right now. So with that, it's just a brief update. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Makar Kodash. Until the next one, I'll say Shalom.